Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Welcome to Pizza Day. Now, I know in yesterday's episode I was talking about possibly having the pizza meatloaf as the main attraction. Well, I've decided we're going to have pizza today. I mean, what's Pizza Day without something that has, it's got to have pepperoni in it, and the meatloaf doesn't have pepperoni on it. It's going to be spicy though. Anyway, I did make the meatloaf yesterday, and I got a bit of a problem. I've got to figure out how much. It's not a big problem. I got to figure out how much does the total meatloaf weigh, without the pan, of course. And that way I can divide the weight into the calories. And I've concluded that I've accurately figured it out with all the ingredients. The meatloaf has 9,704 calories in it. It's a big meatloaf. You'll see it in a minute. Now, I was thinking that had I weighed the pan before I put all the ingredients in and baked it, I'd be able to subtract that off of the total weight now. But I failed to do that. Now, I don't think my kitchen scale here will actually go that high. It only goes up to 5,000 grams. And I haven't tried it yet. What you're going to see me doing, I'm doing it live on camera for the first time. I'll figure it out. I'll probably have to take the contents of the pan out and weigh it in individual pieces, because I'm planning to cut it all up. I don't want to be having a piece of meatloaf that is more than maybe 200-300 calories, because I'm back on my 1,000-calorie diet, and I've been on it now for about 2 weeks, and I'm going down. Yes, again. Okay, so I want it to last, and being as I'm only on 1,000 calories a day, I want something else besides meatloaf. Yeah. And besides, I want to make it last because it was expensive. You'll see it in a minute, but it's got 18 extra large eggs, and then a whole box of stovetop stuffing, 603 grams of onions, and that was 3 pretty good sized onions. There's 579 grams of rolled oats, like the whole grain oats, that for making oatmeal, not the quick oats, the real thing. Then there was that 700 gram package of cheese that you saw yesterday, and then the meat. There was a whole big package of 1,387 grams of meat. So this is a lot of meat going on there. So let's just get it out here on the model table and see if we can quickly weigh it. I don't want to turn this into I was going to say bloody cooking show, but that kind of sounds a little bit, I don't use words like bloody this or that, but I just did, didn't I? Anyway, yeah, so let's get it here, and it's still in the fridge after it cooled down a bit yesterday. It took quite a while. I put it in the fridge last night just before I went to bed, and I haven't even seen it yet, so we'll be getting it out here, and we'll see if we can weigh it. And I was thinking, if my scale will weigh the entire thing, then what I can do is later, after I cut the meatloaf up and and bag it and so on and get it in the freezer, I can weigh the pan and subtract that from whatever we got here. But I don't think this 5,000 gram scale will cope with it. The reason I got these all out is because I checked the accuracy of this scale, and I was surprised at how accurate it was. Okay, we got a little symbol here. I wonder what that's all about. Is it telling me my battery's low? Or I never noticed that before, this little symbol on the left hand side. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I did check the accuracy. Like, this is a 10 gram weight, and I put it on 10 grams. And I worked my way right up to a thousand grams, and when I got to 1,000 grams, it said 1,001, and I was surprised that it was that accurate. In other words, only a thousandth of a gram out. I can live with that. That's like not even one mouthful of meatloaf. Okay, let's just push stop here and recompose. Okay, if I put this on there, can we still read get it centered here? Can we still read the display? Okay, it can't weigh more than 5,000 grams or 11 pounds. Let's just make a little change here. We'll put something on top of that. Go like this. This way, when we turn it on now, it should still be at 0. And this should work. Yeah, it's too heavy. Okay, I'm gonna have to come up with another solution, and after I do, I'll let you know how many calories there is. Let me get this out of the way here. How many calories there is in this meatloaf per gram. I think it's going to be pretty tasty. That's all cheese on the top, and yeah, I think it's going to be all right. Oh my. Okay, the total weight after I got it out of that large Pyrex baking dish, which was very heavy. And when, by the way, I was surprised at how well it came out of that dish. It just sort of fell out. Yeah, it worked really well. Now the other half of this is in the kitchen. Anyway, the total weight was 3,885 grams. Now, if we take and divide that into the number of calories, it turns out that there is 2.497812 calories per gram. In other words, 2.49 is almost 2.5. So we'll call it 2.5 calories per gram. That'll be easy to remember. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. It's got, this whole top layer is cheese, and I love cheese. I'm just going to have to be careful now not to eat too much of it, because on something like this is where I will lose control. I will have a little nibble, like this piece of cheese here. And then I will lose control, and I will fall off the wagon. Okay, enough about the meatloaf. Let's see if we can do something with our little parts here. Okay, our meatloaf is cut up, and it's in the freezer. And on the average, well, first of all, I cut it up into 36 pieces. Cut it in half, then I cut it into quarters, then into eighths, then into sixteenths, and then into 32ths. Okay, what I'm doing here now is I'm going to glue this piece together before I do the final scraping, because undoubtedly we're going to be having glue oozing out in the seams and making the seams even worse. I just want to make sure I can get it. Yeah, we'll be scraping that all off later. And I think I'll probably use the quick setting on this one. At least that's the plan. But on the other hand, the quick setting doesn't have the melding properties. Oh, and in case you're wondering, yes, I did sample the meatloaf, and I'm afraid I've already had, what is it over here? I wrote it down, 466 calories already, so I guess you know that our piece of pizza, when we have it later, is going to be pretty small. Because I do want to try and keep it under 1,000 calories today altogether. Yeah, that should go together okay. Alright, let's just get some glue on that. I might have to recompose. Okay, I've decided I am going to try the quick setting here and just hope it doesn't glue my plastic clamp to the plastic part. Now, my thought is that when I touch this on here, it should wick its way in that crack. You might even be able to see it happen. Okay, turn it over now. Okay, I think once that sort of melts, and I think a lot of it will, it's not going to fall apart. And then places like this, we'll clean that up later. Okay. Now, not cutting my little wheel here. Okay, I think I got that one. I'll try and get it turned around here. Sorry to be getting my fingers in your way here. Alright, I'll do the same thing again, all being well. I know somebody's thinking to themselves, why doesn't he do it off camera? Well, as I've said so many times, that's part of the fun of it for me, to see, can I do this? You know, and show it, use a fine sanding stick to get rid of that little burr. I think this poor little sanding stick is about wore out here. Oh, I was watching Jason Port's one of his latest episodes. I think it was the last one I saw. And he had just bought what I understood to be a reciprocating mini sander or something like that. I didn't quite catch that, but I thought, gee, that'd be a handy little thing to have. Okay, I think we basically got this here. Okay, now here's another one. It's only got connection on one side. And let's be careful now not to accidentally remove that little crank handle. I might have gone too close. Whoops. I don't know if there's too much more I can do with that. It doesn't want to stay on my finger. There. That should be in your field of view. I haven't looked at the monitor. For all I know, I haven't got nothing here. But I don't think so. Okay, so we got that one. Okay, now remember the fire extinguisher? may have to do some of these off camera. This is just a little bit on the awkward side. Okay, I'm going to get rid of those burrs off camera. Yeah, this one should be a little easier, I would think. We'll go flush like that, and we'll turn it and we'll go flush the other way. Oh, maybe I wasn't supposed to nip that off. Maybe that was supposed to be... Yeah, I nipped this one off on the other side. Well, at least I got it half right. Okay, something like this hatch door, it's going to be a lot easier. So watch me really make a mess of it now. Okay, once again off camera I'll try and get rid of these rough spots. Okay, now this particular pipe here, this is a little easier to work with rather than when they're really spindly. There's a little bit of strength to it. Okay, now this piece here it's almost falling up already. Come on. Can't manipulate it in my fingers. Now just out of sight to your left is the helping hand, so I can try and keep the height right. I'll just show it to you. Okay, so I know if I hold it directly over top of that black mark that's on the green cloth, and at this height, it should be, everything I've done so far should be in focus here, more or less. I know it's very shaky because everything is magnified, not only the size but the shake. And then looks like there's something on the inside there. I'll use the file. I'll use maybe Chris's file on some of this stuff. That should work all right. But I think we basically got it here. Okay. I'm always remembering that way back when I was working on the Bismarck, I don't think I've even done 100 episodes. I got a comment from somebody who mentioned he uses his fingernail when he's scraping off the edges like that. And every time I do it now, I think of that comment. All right, we got one more little wheel here. I can't get it out far enough to catch the sanding stick. I'll get that off camera too. Okay, I think that's it now for little parts. If there's anything else, I'll just quickly do it off camera so we can maybe do a little painting today. The weather office says that first of all, it's been raining and drizzling ever since I got in with my motorcycle yesterday morning. Oh, by the way, I did see Missy the dog yesterday morning, and when I went out, so we do have Missy the dog from yesterday, but not from today. Okay, yeah, but I might get out this afternoon if the roads dry up. Alrighty. Okay, I was just about ready to shut everything down here. And that little burr or bump, whatever it is that I was talking about before, obviously the glue is dried on this now. It's not on this side, so I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be there. Okay, it's basically not on this side either. Now sanding something like this is kind of hard because you don't want to sand off this whatever it is that is supposed to be there. So going like this, I think probably just takes just the edge off it. Now, in all likelihood, we're not going to see this anyway, but. Okay, I think this piece, if I can get my big fingers out of the way. Maybe trying to show it to you like this is not the best way to do it. Maybe I should be holding in a pair of tweezers. That might work better. Well, next time. Hello, Missy. How are you? Morning, Lorraine.
Good morning. Look at that smile with the teeth.
Yeah, I see that, yeah. And I got the ear flap. Off you go.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see ya.
Yep.
It's not very nice out here this morning. Got to do a lot of drying up before I get out on my bike. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Now, the next thing we got to do is get those little pieces mounted on painting sticks. They are too hard to hold in my fingers. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I'm really sorry that the camera angle was just a little bit wrong and you were sort of missing some of the action there. I think what I'm going to have to do is have my monitor more in front of me when I'm doing something like that so that I can, in my peripheral vision, I can see when I'm getting, you might say, out of line. All right, let's see if we can get these parts mounted on sticks or something. I think some of these I can probably use Chris's alligator clips on. Yeah, find out where, I can well imagine that it's right here is where we've got to fasten this onto something. So I probably can grab a hold of it like that. And then I can use blue tack for some of these others. I don't know if the hatch door has to be painted on both sides or not. This side is very plain, and yet there is a little handle here. It could be that this is seen from both sides. Yeah, I guess it would be. Anyway, let's sort of recompose here. Maybe I should get some of those small pieces into the tuna fish tin here so that I'm not going to accidentally lose them to the carpet monster. This is the worst piece of pizza I've had on the model table to date. It actually looked pretty good there until I left it in the microwave too long, and it's sort of all, oh well, it's going to taste good. Yeah, and just to let you know, after I've eaten that, I will be up to around 1,200 calories, so I'm about 200 or so calories over my goal for today. Now, I could maybe put this in the fridge and have it tomorrow, but, you know, it is pizza day. Okay. Turns out our hatch door is going to get painted to 338, which is going to be the same as these other two pieces. The fire extinguisher on the bottom part is going to be red, of course, but the top part, they're calling for the number 18, which I think is this one. I would have thought it would have been sort of a silver, but it's not. So we may as well just do like they say. I'm going to use the number 66 again on all the other parts so that they will contrast against the surface that they're going to be mounted on, which will be the 338, except for this piece here. The fire extinguisher actually mounts on this piece right here where those two holes are. So, but it'll be red, and it will contrast with the 66. So all of these pieces will be the 66. Now I think what I will do is I will check and see what color did I paint this part in the other modules, because I think we use this at least this sort of you might call it ribbon wiring or whatever on the last module, and I'd like it to match. So if it's not 66, I want it to be the same, but I think it is. And if it was wrong, I mean, it's not too often a person's going to be looking at two modules at the same time, so you're not going to really notice. Anyway, I'm going to wrap her up here. It hasn't rained now for about, I'm guessing 3 hours. Might be able to get out for a quick scoot, albeit very short. At least I'll get out. That's the plan. So I'm going to call her quits here for this afternoon, folks. No big news. I haven't seen the walkers yet. I might spot them before I close this episode off. We'll see what happens. There certainly will not be a sunrise. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.